This week, one survey reveals what may be the biggest obstacle we face to HECM and reverse mortgage acceptance.
Building relationships is the way Mutual of Omaha has grown into one of the leading financial services companies in the world. Our reverse mortgage wholesale division is proud to carry on this 100-plus year tradition. To your borrowers, a reverse mortgage is more than a transaction. It's a promise of a better, more stress-free life. Our goal is to provide you, our valued client, with the best service and support possible so you can focus on helping your borrowers achieve the retirement of their dreams.
Welcome back to the Industry Leader Update. There's a scripture that reads in part, "My people perish for a lack of knowledge." And that phrase has been applied in countless ways, and it could also be said it applies to retirees here in the U.S. who lack a basic understanding of just how a reverse mortgage actually works, or who have been misled with either myths or misconceptions. A recent Mutual of Omaha survey reveals there's a severe knowledge gap about the basic features of a reverse mortgage loan amongst older Americans and retirees. Nearly three-quarters, or 74% of respondents in the Mutual of Omaha survey, report that they have little or no knowledge about the loan, with others saying that they have misconceptions just exactly about how the reverse mortgage works. Access to cash is a critical part of a retirement plan, especially when retirees are faced with inflation, unexpected expenses, and longer lifespans, said Shelley Giordano. She's the Director of Enterprise Integration for Mutual of Omaha Mortgage. In fact, Mutual of Omaha survey covered 400 U.S. consumers that were over the age of 60 between the dates of April 13th through the 25th of this year. And those surveyed were asked to describe first their current financial needs or situation, and then to rate their knowledge of the reverse mortgage. They were also asked what getting a reverse mortgage may mean to them and what needs it could possibly meet. Now, here are some of the more notable takeaways from Mutual of Omaha survey. And first is 2% said that they already have a reverse mortgage or plan on getting one in the coming year. Second, as we mentioned earlier, 74% of respondents say they have little or no knowledge about the loan. Third, of the remaining 20+% who say that they're somewhat knowledgeable about a reverse mortgage, 40% of them believe that their heirs would not be able to inherit the home. What they don't realize is that any remaining equity in the property after the death of the last borrower or when the loan is terminated would in fact be available to the heirs or to the estate to do with as they see fit. Fourth, 22% of those who say they have a basic knowledge of the loan say that you're going to sign over the house to the bank or to the lender. And that is perhaps one of the most common and persistent reverse mortgage myths that has lived on for 30 plus years. And we shall now list that as the first of the four most commonly found myths in the survey responses. The second myth found in the survey is that the heirs are left with a financial burden or debt obligation when there is a reverse mortgage for their parents. And what is overlooked and misunderstood is that the HECM is a unique and nearly unparalleled loan because of its non-recourse provision. Now, heirs are in fact under no obligation to repay a reverse mortgage unless they wish to purchase the home that had the reverse mortgage on it and to assume ownership. The third most common myth found in the survey is perhaps more of a misunderstanding, and it's that the borrower has to leave the house before they're finished using it. And in some circumstances, you could say that's true. Now, on its face, it is a myth. However, if the borrower does violate the terms of the loan, such as not paying property taxes or insurance or any other required property charges, they would likely be in a situation where the loan is called due and payable. But there's another possibility, and that is if the last surviving borrower or non-borrowing spouse goes into long-term care and no longer occupies that home or property as their primary residence. The fourth myth found in the survey is a real head-scratcher. It says that monthly payments are required. Now, that myth can be attributed to possibly the fact that reverse mortgages are one of the most counterintuitive loans you'll run into, and the general public has been conditioned for their entire life that mortgages do require monthly mortgage payments, lest you get foreclosed upon. One survey respondent said this: "Based on what I've heard, my monthly mortgage payments would be paid by someone else. I would continue to be able to live in the home. They would own the home if I died, and then the home would no longer be mine." Now that's an interesting response just from one of those individuals that was surveyed. Now, what does this survey reveal? Well, despite years of television ads and celebrity spokespersons, increased marketing and educational efforts, and even publications from HUD and other government agencies, there is in fact a wide swathe of the American public who is generally misinformed or completely unaware just how a reverse mortgage works and how it could potentially help them in their retirement year. The fields are ripe for education to dispel the myths and the innuendo about one of the most unique and versatile and misunderstood mortgage loans here in the United States. What are your thoughts? You can leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you'd be so kind as to share today's video on your LinkedIn, we really appreciate that. And a shout out to those of you who have done that. We really appreciate you. And don't forget, we have a YouTube channel where you can subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss an upcoming episode. Each and every week we have a podcast so you can catch up on your latest reverse mortgage news. That's Heck'em World Weekly. We're now on Spotify, and as always, we are on Podbean, and Apple users can listen and subscribe on iTunes. That's a wrap for us. Be sure to return next week for more reverse mortgage news, commentary, and analysis here at Heck'em World.